describe that. That was just absolutely spectacular.
Hi everybody, I'm Tim Donnelly, voice of the Charlotte Rush. I'm in the coach's office of the Charlotte Rush here at the Extreme Ice Center on this Sunday afternoon, February the 25th. We're going to talk about Charlotte Rush Premier Hockey and the Charlotte Rush Premier winning the Southeast Division playoffs here this weekend at the Extreme Ice Center. They now head to Boston in 10 days to defend their national championship. And for all the highlights and commentary, let's bring in the head coach of the Charlotte Rush Premier, Trevor Jewell. And Trevor, it wasn't easy. Richmond threw everything that they had at us, and wow, we ran into a couple of hot goaltenders, one each day. But the beauty of it is the Rush prevailed through all of it. And let's talk about Friday's game. The Rush had to go to overtime, but they prevailed. Tell us about the highlights and what you liked about your team Friday, Trevor.
You know, I thought we performed, a little bit subpar on Friday. I don't think we were playing the way we needed to, but, kudos to Richmond for doing it very good with their defensive scheme and sticking to their game plan and making it frustrating for us. But, we didn't finish when we needed to. I don't think we got enough traffic in front of the net. We didn't shoot enough pucks, and we were trying to do too much individualistic things and trying to beat guys one-on-one. We shouldn't. We needed to move pucks and use each other and work as a unit. So that kind of hindered us a little bit. But Richmond played well. I'll give them all the credit in the world. They took us to overtime. They stuck to their guns and they did the things they needed to do to make them successful. So outside of that, I thought Antonio DiMacopoulos played phenomenal. I thought Tyler Dill, again, another phenomenal game out of him. Yaz, unfortunately took a bump there and got a little bit of an injury. So we're monitoring that, but he'll be just fine and ready to go for Boston. But at the end of the day, I thought our guys battled through adversity, and I think they showed a lot of character in how they compete and how they prepare for games. So very happy with what they were able to do and coming back and tying games and then eventually taking the game in overtime there on the power play. So I was very happy with our power play and what they were able to do as well. I think we had 2 power play goals, and so they responded. But at the end of the day, we got to come out firing right away, and I thought we had a little bit of a slow start.
And Tyler Dill getting the last 2 Rush goals, including the winner in overtime.
Yeah, I mean, that goal in overtime was phenomenal. He made a big boy move and got to the net and did everything he needed to do, and he got rewarded for it. So, like I said, our game plan is we had to get to the net. We had to take away the goalie's eyes, and he went to the net, with a ton of heart there and got rewarded and won the game for us in overtime. So very happy with what he was able to do, and, that's why he's a leader. He's a guy that, will put the team on his shoulders if he has to, and that's exactly what he did, and I think it was a great performance by Tyler.
And, too, when you think about Nick Izaguirre, so glad his injury doesn't look that bad, and maybe we will get to see him play in Boston. But I'm sure the guys were concerned about him, but they still kept to the task. And when you lose perhaps your best player, your captain, I know that has to mean a lot, but the guys just kept their nose to the grindstone and figured out a way to get it done.
Yeah, good teams find a way to win, and that's exactly what we did. And I think it brought our guys together a little bit more, and that's what brings teams together in close games like that. It shows the guys what the character's like in the room. It shows guys that they can battle through anything and still get a win. And we know we're a good team at the end of the day. So we had all the pride in the world and all the confidence in the world. So we had to make sure that we came out ready to go in overtime, and we ended up getting the win. So very happy with what they were able to do. And then Sam played another good game. Those goals that went in, they're tough, but he one gets deflected. The other one hits pants and something like that goes in. So. He played well and kept us in it and did everything he could to, help us get a win. And then our offense, shined in overtime.
And then Saturday, the Rush, another nip and tuck game with Richmond. It was just 1-1 at the end of period number 2, so it was coming down to the final 20 minutes. But Trevor, with all the offensive guys that you have, I was thinking, okay, somebody's going to step up. This time, it was Matthew Hedlund who got the go-ahead goal.
Yeah, he struggled a bit on Friday, but he stepped in on Saturday and did what he needed to do. I thought he was great. He was moving his feet, he was shooting pucks, he was getting to open areas, and he was just a force on his line. And I thought he complimented Kyle and Tyler pretty well. And that's what we needed out of him. He's been struggling a little bit as of late, but he's confident in himself, and now I think he's finally got his feet under him and he's ready to go. And I hope to only see better performances out of him going forward.
And, of course, the Rush, Richmond still had a chance at the end. I think the Rush had a penalty. They pulled their goalie. It was a 6-on-4, but Blake Bennett ended up getting that nice empty net goal to seal the win.
Yeah, a lot of hard work went into that goal. So, he skated, he got the puck and jumped on a turnover, and luckily found some open ice and got to the net. So we're very happy with him being able to seal that one there, and he's been a great player for us as of late. And I think his performance over the weekend was pretty good. He was shooting pucks well yesterday, and I think he was bound to get rewarded. And I mean, I wish it wasn't an empty net goal, but at the end of the day, he got it and helped us get a little bit of insurance there, and it won a hockey game for us, and we won a series, thanks to that goal. So very happy with what his performance was like this weekend, and I hope he only gets better going forward.
So the Rush is on to Boston to defend their premier national championship. They'll be, again, leaving probably a week from Tuesday to fly up there and get ready to go. I was talking with Andrew Stoddart during the broadcast yesterday, and just thinking too, Trevor, with these two games, hard fought against Richmond, close games, and then the last regular season game, we've had 3 tough games in a row. That's got to do nothing but help prepare us for the national championship. You agree?
Yeah, of course. I think it shows our guys we can battle through anything and fight through that adversity and win close games, and I think that's what we needed, because we had some blowouts there for a while, and then we had some tight ones. So it's shown that we can win close games. It's shown that we have character, and it shows that we have heart. So I'm very happy with that win, and I give all the credit in the world to the 3 teams, or the 2 teams, sorry, that took us to overtime and made us fight for those wins, and I give them a lot of credit. So thanks to them for making us better, and I love the way they prepared for us and did the things they did, and it only made us better going forward in the playoffs, and we got to make sure we take care of business in Boston.
Final question for Charlotte Rush Premier head coach Trevor Jewell. Trevor, we got a lot of new guys on the team this year, but a few guys that were there last year. Just talk about how the guys like Nick Izagari, Tyler Dill, Tyler Barrow, and Connor Tuttle, those guys that were there last year, I'm sure they're going to be in a leadership role and can kind of tell the new guys, hey, this is what we're going to be expecting up there. We were there last year. Yeah,
and I think they've already done that. I think they bring a calming aspect to the room, and having those guys around settles guys down and lets them not get too nervous and never be too high, never be too low. So, they've already met a few times. I know they're talking about it. They're aware, and I give a lot of credit to the guys to the returners. Sorry, that for taking that leadership stance and leading by example and really taking the reins of this program in the playoffs here. So, I look forward to them being more hands-on when we go to Boston, but at the end of the day, those guys all play huge roles, and we need to make sure they're performing up there as well.
Trevor, it wasn't easy, but you guys got the job done. Congratulations on winning the Premier Southeast Division playoffs. You, John Turner, John Keating, we look forward to a great run and for the Rush to successfully defend their championship there. I know it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Thanks.
Trevor Jewell, head coach of the Charlotte Rush Premier. They are on their way to Boston to defend their national championship. It begins Wednesday, March the 7th, Thursday, March 8th, Friday, March the 9th, and Saturday, March the 10th. Hey, go to our Rush social media platforms to get videos and lots of information leading up to the national championships. Of course, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to go to our Rush YouTube channel as well. This has been our Premier post-game wrap-up from the coach's office of the Charlotte Rush here at the Extreme Ice Center. I'm Tim Donnelly, voice of the Charlotte Rush. Thanks so much for watching.